They put you there.
We all set? Okay. It's 7 p.m. I'll call to order this meeting of the Middlebury Development Review Board for October 28th. Is that right? 24th, 2016.
Got that right.
The first thing, I'll go over to the two business agenda items. The first one is an application by Bordeaux Brothers for conditional use review of a request to construct a storage structure. This property is located at 88 Seymour Street in the VRC zoning district. The second application is by David H. Cole for conditional use review for a request for front setback waiver to construct an addition to an existing structure. This property is located at 2106 Route 7 South in the Protected Highway zoning district. At this point, I will ask for any disclosures for conflicts of interest or ex parte communications from board members. Are there any? Okay. If anyone...
Did we approve the minutes?
Not yet.
Okay.
As far as participation from the audience, if you want to have a chance to appeal our decision, you have to qualify as an interested party, which means you must give us your name and you must have a question or a comment during each particular hearing. Approval of minutes for 9/26. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
I make a motion that we approve the minutes of the meeting of September 26, 2016.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Is there discussion, comments, or questions? Hearing none. All in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. The first business item is an application by Bordeaux Brothers for conditional use review of a request to construct a storage structure. This property is located at 88 Seymour Street in the VRC zoning district. For those who want to participate, we have an oath, and the response will be, I do. I affirm that the evidence and information I am giving in this proceeding is true and accurate to the best of my knowledge and belief. Okay. Okay. Would you like to step forward, or should be a chair if you want to come forward and...
Bring your own chair.
If you'd like to briefly describe what your application is?
Kevin,
Yes.
shouldn't for the record he tell who he is?
Yes.
My name is John Cray. I'm the manager for Bordeaux Brothers.
Okay.
And we want to build a structure in the back of our property, basically 72 feet long, 48 feet wide with a 16-foot overhang, which we'd use for storage out there. Purpose of the building would be for storage for seed and for wood pellets and other miscellaneous items, probably runway de-icer in the wintertime.
So Kevin, that question is that the map we have, the location is where the star is? That's
I would guess it's pretty close to that, yes. I have a larger map.
Yep, and you have small maps in your packet that
Yes.
look like this.
yeah.
Yeah, the second diagram is a lot clearer.
Yeah. Okay. This will be just a metal building with metal siding and
I'm sorry.
metal building.
Metal building, be wood with metal outside and inside, yes.
Will there be any additional exterior lighting?
No, there would not be.
Would you give the dimensions of the property again, please?
It would be 72 foot long,
Uh-huh.
and the width is 48 for the actual structure with a 16-foot overhang.
Thank you.
Other questions from the board?
So that overhangs weren't depicted on the overview here. It says the dimensions are 64 by 60. That doesn't include the overhang.
Sounds like it's changed since we originally took those notes.
Okay, okay. So the new dimensions are 72 by
72 by
48.
64.
64?
Yep,
That
that includes a 16-foot overhang.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
Fine.
Any other questions from the board at this point?
What is the height of the building? Do you know? Do you know the height of the building?
The inside height would be 16 foot.
I always ask this question to the zoning, and the reason you didn't approve it administratively, Jen, was,
Because I can't do an administrative approval for a new structure. So that's why you see dimensional waivers on these garages and sheds and things. It's
Okay.
one little tweak in the regulations.
okay.
Good.
Jen, do you have anything to, staff comments at this point?
Yeah, so I thought it was just for pellets and corn. You said airplane de-icer?
Sometimes we sell runway de-icer to Burlington and the Guard.
Is that a pellet form?
It is in pellet form.
Okay, it's not a liquid.
No.
Okay.
As far as the stormwater is concerned, Jen, you had no issues with that? I have no familiarity with Steve Butler.
Yeah, I called him just to, just to verify that he didn't feel a stormwater permit was gonna be needed. It's for him to calculate what the additional impervious surface at the site is going to be, and so he did that calculation, and,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
And we didn't hear from the abutters?
I had an inquiry from Murray Dry, who's on sabbatical right now, and I was able to send a map, but I haven't heard back from him.
And the other side of the tracks is yours as well, right?
It goes to the right, our track comes in to our building, and then this piece of property's there, and then the railroad, the main railroad.
Okay. So would the railroad be in a butter, Jen?
Yep,
And they had no,
yeah, no response.
all right.
Is the rail line
Away.
active that comes into your
Yes.
property?
It's a good spur.
Yep.
And you'll be adding 3 additional trees on the street frontage.
Well, it won't be anywhere as near the street.
Right, but the plan calls for 3 new trees, the one that was submitted.
If that's what the plan calls for, we would put them in.
These trees down here, are they proposed?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
2 trees are there already, and
Unless,
And there are 5
that might have been
shown.
something that Steve Butler had put in there.
Where would they go?
Good eye, Ann. That was hard to read.
Yeah.
I went and looked.
It's right here.
Okay.
We have a big copy.
How'd you get in
All
there?
right. I'm like,
How'd
wow.
you get back there?
The trees are on the street.
Yeah,
And as
Seymour
far as
Street.
getting back there, I just drove and didn't see
No,
another.
okay, so I guess I missed the tree thing.
They're on the print, but it's hard, there's, on ours, it's
Oh,
hard to see.
okay.
It says new tree, new tree, new tree.
And that new
On
flower
Seymour
bed
Street.
would be
Oh,
nice too,
Seymour
did he talk to you about
Street, okay.
that?
Well, the flower
Hard to
bed's
see
there
it.
already.
Wow, good eye.
That curving flower bed?
There's a new one
No.
right here.
Oh,
Yeah.
Those are flower beds here, they'll put new trees on the,
yeah,
Here
that would
you
be
go.
It
nice.
looks like it's saying there's an existing bed
Oh,
here. that
okay,
would be
yeah,
moved
I've got
to
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But those are existing flower beds.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be between the flower bed and the street,
The trees?
trees, according to
Between the
here.
street and the fence.
What's that?
Oh, the trees?
Yeah, between the flower beds and the street.
Yes, okay. I
Yeah.
would say between the fence and the,
Well, no, because the
This is
fence
the flower bed.
is in behind that. That's flower garden and fence.
okay. All right.
You wanna put in new trees, that's good.
Trees are good.
That's what the plan. That's what I assume. Any other questions at this point? Okay, I'll open it up to the public. Are there any comments from the public on this proposal?
I should tell you, I talked to the fire chief after I created the staff memo, and he was fine with the project. He had no comments.
I move the Development Review Board, having reviewed the application submitted and having heard and duly considered the testimony presented at this public hearing on October 24th, 2016, approve this conditional use for 88 Seymour Street.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Is there further discussion on the motion? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none? Thank you. It's approved.
So we still need to collect, I think we still need to collect a fee on this now that we
You
know
just gotta
the
wait 30
dimensions.
days, right?
Shall I call you
Newton?
tomorrow with that amount? Okay,
You have to ask
sounds
Jen.
good, thanks.
You have to ask Jen.
Maybe I'll give that to you.
I don't know.
And did those sound right, like the right dimensions? When you said 48 feet plus 16 feet overhang, you meant 64 feet total, right? Right. Okay, great, so we'll figure that out for you.
We're gonna have a 5-minute break before the next item.
So, Jen?
No, I used to.
The next item on the agenda is an application by David H. Cole for a conditional use review of a request for a front setback waiver to construct an addition to an existing structure. This property is located at 2106 Route 7 South in the PhD district. If you'd like to come forward, I'll administer the oath. I affirm that the evidence and information I am giving in this proceeding is true and accurate to the best of my knowledge and belief.
I do.
Okay,
I'm David Cole,
I'm Robin Foster Cole.
okay. If you would like
property
to,
owners.
if you would like to briefly discuss your project.
This is basically removing a notch in a rectangular structure and making it rectangular. It's in a direction toward Route 7, and that's why it doesn't fall under the simpler permitting process. Everything proposed is behind the house. There's a house with an attached barn structure, open space structure. And you can almost see the notch, sort of where that gray lump is at the, I can point to it.
Point to it, yeah.
So this wall right here goes toward Route 7 up to the back of the house.
So you're just bringing that existing addition sort of
Yeah.
forward,
Nothing that goes out beyond the wall that already exists toward the neighbor.
okay?
It's just in direction toward Route 7.
It's 12 feet by 40 feet.
Yeah, the roof line will be the same as the existing shed addition.
How long have you owned the property?
3 years, a little over 3 years.
2013.
Okay.
And the reason this is here is because it's arguably increasing the non-compliance of something relative. Is that what I read in, is that what I understand in the report?
Well, initially it's here because he'd need a setback waiver, because
So that
there's
helps.
such a wide front setback
Right.
along Route 7. And I can't waive it because it's a new structure. So it was gonna come here anyway.
Have you, did you consider any other location on the property for this expanded piece?
We have, this one works really well for sort of the stepwise renovation we're working on. We've insulated the ceiling, now we're gonna insulate the north wall, on the north wall. And it sort of made sense to continue the rectangular space instead of adding in another direction.
And also, it's basically, expanding or creating a sort of a closet, larger closet for his workspace. And it makes sense as far as the way the space is opened up there to put it in that section there. The other part is more of an open shop area. And adding on to the front of that, he doesn't need more open, he wants to use that open shop area and just create a smaller sort of structure off to the side. So it just makes sense as far as the flow of the building goes as well.
Okay, I think the question from the staff, and Jen, if I'm saying this wrong, let me know, is that we want to decide whether protected highway district falls under the 724 setback waiver criteria. Because the Route 7 has special regulations, and there's one of them is the front yard setback. So first we have to decide whether 724 refers to all zones except PhD, or does it include PhD?
It's on the staff memo. I guess I recommended that we debate this in deliberative session because there's a lot of little tangles, and I'd like us to kind of figure out how we're gonna do these setback waivers along Route 7 kind of once and for all. And I'd really like us to come to a mutual agreement about what is increasing the extent of a nonconformity.
Okay.
So as far as the applicants are concerned, they've provided all the information that we need in order to make a decision, I think. We just have to deliberate.
Yeah, after you
I mean,
get all the testimony and evidence, you need to have that.
yeah, do we need any more testimony on
Do
the
you want them
on
to
the
explain this once
building?
in map view, now that you've got a map view? Because you kind of looked at it from the front, and I don't know if you want to see it in map view too.
Let me ask the question, just so I think I understand. You're not encroaching on the front of the building at all, so you're not moving towards the highway, right?
The
Then-
frontmost wall of the structure is not moving toward the highway.
That's correct. It's still, according to here, from where you put your addition, it'll be 40 feet from the center line? It doesn't seem
No,
like
from the
that.
right away.
No, that's
What?
40 feet from the edge of the right-of-way. That red line's the right-of-way.
Yeah.
Oh, the 40 feet is from the, okay, because
Or 130.
most of the
130?
rights-of-ways are 133 feet from the center line.
It's right there.
So-
That would be pretty close.
Yeah, so that's in the 130.
Side here.
90 feet.
Okay.
But it's an
No, the
existing non-conforming.
Yeah, from
Correct.
there to there.
The right-of-way for Route
Center,
7 is
right.
roughly 100
Because
feet.
it goes all the way to the back.
It's 75 from the center
Somewhere
line,
around 100 feet.
both
Yep,
ways.
good point.
Typically, there's exceptions. in
There is
different spots.
exceptions, because I have found some of those
I
exceptions
know.
recently, so.
Okay.
It's an unclear dimensioning on the plan, because what you're seeing is 90 feet from a point you know, at the front wall of the building, but there's still shed, and it runs to the first lane. The 130 dimension is to the center line, but that goes back to the jog in the building where yeah, exactly.
Right, yeah.
What we're really talking about is the front face of this building being approximately
Right.
100 feet to the center line, it looks like.
Right.
That's right.
90, yeah, 90 to 100
Yeah,
feet.
90 to 100 feet.
When the setback requirement is 125.
Yeah, what? Do we
Yeah, it's not joining to the center line, is it supposed to be?
Required,
But that's already non-conforming, so we just have to we need to deliberate, right.
Yeah, the point on this case
Yeah.
is that it's not coming within
Right.
30 or 40 feet of the already non-conforming situation. And I think the same argument, the same point would be made on the sideline as well.
Right.
Oh,
Along
this-
the way.
Exactly.
okay.
This arrow
All right,
is.
quickly, so that we can get any other information we need. There's going to be no new outdoor lighting, okay? No impact on wetlands, waterlands, or conservation areas. No additional proposed landscaping, screening, or outdoor storage of materials.
No, there's a really big cedar tree that sort of screens
Yeah,
the
Okay.
whole side.
no stormwater requirement. And no changes to parking, traffic, and access. And you have water, and town sewer. Okay.
Will there be a man door or a bay door off of that addition in any direction?
No. It's going to be accessed from the inside. There may be,
There's an existing door.
yeah, there's an existing door. We'd probably preserve that somewhere on the
You
wall.
would
But not
recreate
in
an
the-
existing door?
Yes.
No net doors?
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
So, single, that's gonna be just the 2 floors?
Yes. Sorry.
It's
Single
just
story.
one Single story, it's just,
Okay, because the
shed.
building, that structure is 2 stories.
The house, the original house is
Right.
2-story, and then everything added on
It's
is
single
story.
Okay. I looked at that, and when I drove by, I was trying to think if
Ask a
it was
question.
a...
It's pretty tall.
So,
So this gray part here, this is all a barn?
Yeah, essentially.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then the light orange that we see.
Mind if I can go with that?
Yeah, please, yeah. So show us the, oh, so this is all the house from that light orange.
Right,
color.
this is the gable for the house that faces the road.
Are they attached? Is there any space in between them?
They're absolutely one.
Was one built before the other?
Oh, yes.
Which one was built first?
The house must have been on the original, horse path of Route 7.
Yeah,
And this was built much later?
Yes.
Because if this barn is 100 and, yeah, the barn.
Well, the barn was built last, or the structure in the rear.
Yes.
yep.
Bernard Burby built that, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you know some of the history.
Oh, yeah, I know. I used to have a shop there, and I used to get down there.
Yep.
So, yes, so,
Just wondering if some
And that was
portion of this
really
can be called conforming.
commercial enterprise at the time.
I mean, definitely this 130 feet.
And then the gun company.
Back here, yeah.
Yeah, like, is this separate at all?
How about this third little area back here? Is that separate? Is that a separate stage of construction?
Compared to this?
This
part compared to
these all have the same trusses.
Uh-huh,
So this roof line has all the same trusses.
yep,
And then this looks like a shed addition.
So this side.
Yes.
yep.
It's the way I perceive it.
Okay.
So
You're
the
currently not living there, are you?
No,
Right, they're rental.
it's rental.
That's where
but
that's where I
his
work.
Work is.
Right, your shop,
He has a
right.
shop there, yeah.
But there's 2 rentals in the front,
Yep,
upstairs and down.
upstairs and downstairs. Yep.
so the dark pink is the house, and the light pink behind it is a shed
The light pink is the back roof of the house.
Yeah.
or a
she's
shed.
correct. So
the shed is,
this, to me, is more brown. So these reds up here are the original house. There's a main gable, and then there's sort of
a roof off it.
a cross gable that comes out front over a porch.
Bernard Burby fix.
And do you agree that this line isn't drawn quite right, that it's actually 90 feet to the center line up here, that this is just drawn a little bit wrong, that it should be drawn like that?
I think so.
Okay.
The Mexicans.
Yeah. I marked it up together with Robin when we
Yeah.
were there, yeah. So it was, I'll explain that this was supposed, this arrow was meant to be the 90 feet, and this was just me letting you know this 90 feet is separate from this 40 feet from the right-of-way as opposed to 90 feet from the yellow line.
So the front part of the proposed addition would be 90 feet from the center
From
line.
the center, yeah, the center of the right-of-way, yeah.
Gotcha.
I just want to get that on the record because
Right.
it's changing a piece of.
So this is all just gonna be part of the shop,
Yes.
just shop only.
Yep.
The shed, is that part of the shop now? You know,
Yes.
it is.
Yep.
You said that was storage?
No.
In
that's-
between the house and the shed there,
Oh,
there's a short section.
Yeah, there is a short
this
section.
part here?
Yeah.
Or-
That's where most of my expensive equipment is. That's where the shop is. And
Okay.
to streamline sort of the flow and open up this bay, we're putting the stuff here into this
Okay.
space.
All right.
And that'll
Yep.
really streamline the operations inside the shop.
Yep.
Are there any other questions from the board at this time?
Do you need a motion for deliberative session?
Yes, we do. Okay, why don't we get that motion made?
Move we go into deliberative session.
Is there
Second.
second? Moved and seconded. Further discussion on the motion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? None.
I think you should move to close the hearing and then move to go into deliberative session.
Will we close?
Or I
the
guess you
hearing?
could move to go into deliberative session and then close it after you come out, but,
Well, we
Is
have
it
other
a closing or recess?
yeah, it's up to you. And there is a distinction, so maybe you just want to make a
Well, I'm
motion.
asking you.
Well, if we have no more questions of the applicants,
Yeah, I think if you've found out all that you need from the applicants, you might want to tie it up. So you're either going to close the hearing now and accept no more testimony, or you'll leave it open as a recess and then close it after deliberative session if you feel then like you don't need testimony. I'm not trying to be a stickler, but
But if we did want to ask a question and after, we would be able to do it if we just recess, right?
correct.
We'll recess.
Yeah, I'll second that motion. Well, actually, you got a motion to go into,
I'll retract my second.
Okay. So did we vote?
Somebody made the, you
So I
made,
delay my, I'll delay my motion for
Okay.
deliberative session until.
So- So it's okay to go into deliberative session, you just need to decide if you're going to close the hearing first or not.
we're just going to recess.
A motion to
Yes, to
recess the
to
hearing?
recess,
And there's
yes.
a second?
Yep.
Moved and seconded to recess the hearing. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
I don't know if they
And
mean by
then
recess. It's a
The second motion is to go into deliberative session.
I think what they
And
mean
we
is
had
that
a second, and everybody voted aye, is that correct? Okay.
I think they mean is we're leaving the
So
hearing
we're going
open
into
and
deliberative session. What that means is we,
deliberative session.
yes, exactly.
Technically, if it was just a recess with a deliberative session, they couldn't send everybody away.
I'll make a motion and we go out of deliberative session.
Then moved and seconded. Any
to go
comments or questions about the motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Okay. We've deliberated on the case, and I hope to have somebody give us a motion.
I move that we not grant the proposed request, citing section 835 on non-conforming structure.
There's been a motion. Is there a second to the motion?
Second.
It's been seconded. Any questions or comments on the motion? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Comment.
Aye.
Right.
The project has been denied because of the non-conforming structures section, which is basically very clearly written not to allow any modifications of non-conforming structures in this zone or any zone.
So modifications, is there
Additions.
additions,
Yeah.
but not necessarily modifications? If we wanted to,
Do the same thing in the back?
yeah,
Not a problem.
not a problem.
You probably
Just as
wouldn't even
long-
have to come before the
But as
board.
long, so the problem is just a little bit too close there. But if we wanted, we can change anything within that footprint, say we wanted to move some stuff around,
Oh,
or
sure.
that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay. Jude?
The section just says no new construction within the setback. So since that new construction was still within that setback from Route 7 on the side there, they weren't able to approve it even though they wanted to.
Okay.
Yes, everyone
How was Deniker
wanted to.
Chevrolet able to do what they did?
Sorry?
How was Deniker Chevrolet?
That was granted through a variance process,
Which you can do.
which you could apply for.
Okay.
And there's 5 criteria that you would have to meet.
But before you jump into that, you should read those criteria very carefully because we've been looking at those and,
Not granting them.
well, we can't prejudge it,
Yeah.
but if you read them, you might conclude that.
We've even gone so far as to think, and I will say this, that the planning commission needs to revisit that section because some of us think that it was omitted in error.
Okay.
So,
Or alternatively, if it wasn't omitted in error, there needs to be a revisiting of the policy.
yeah,
That's not,
we need it cleared up.
that's not something planned to happen in the next.
Well, I think we talked to Jen about,
They're
there is a
working on
plan, there's an option.
They're working
Probably
on the
like-
town plan.
They're working
Probably
on
a
it
year
now.
in the works from now. They have to finish the town plan first, but
What this board would hope is that they could revisit section 835 and maybe fast track rewriting it or explaining it better. So that, because this is pretty, I mean, this isn't just the zone that you're in, it's every structure in every zone
That's non-conforming.
that's non-conforming, which really defeats the whole purpose of,
yeah.
you know, giving relief to non-conforming structures. So,
I wonder if they could go.
as much as we wanted to, you know,
We agonize.
Well, we appreciate you spending the time on it. We did not know that it would be, take this much
Yeah.
discussion, honestly.
Even though some of us may not have agreed, we had to stick together on reaching one decision and that's where we're at.
Well, thank you for
That is
taking
hard
the
for me.
No, thank you for being patient and hopefully it can get resolved.
time. Is that something that we just, how do we keep an eye on that? What's the
I
best
think
way?
Jen probably could call
Feel free to
Jen.
check back with us every once in a while and
Okay.
Yeah.
see where that's at. I'm hoping that they can finish their town plan revision by maybe like January, and then we can start getting into zoning regulations. So come June, check back in on that.
Okay.
And this is definitely at the top of the list. We have a lot of markups in our regulations.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you, Beth.
thank you. Okay, other business.
Done, I hope.
Are we meeting in November?
Yes, November 14th.
You're meeting on the 14th?
Yeah, there's a case, Danielle
Oh, Danielle?
is the Danielle.
Yeah, it's a subdivision. Burchard Park. Danielle, I want to say it's Jimmy Danielle,
Yeah.
just wants to create wants to subdivide off one lot, and he's not even proposing a house on it right now. It's about 9 acres of land, kind of with a to-be-determined
Okay.
fate.
That's water and sewer, isn't it?
Pardon me?
That's water and sewer, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. That whole thing is already done, yeah.
Is that it for the 14th?
Yep. And then
Okay.
there's maybe an appeal of an administrative decision coming your way. If you want background on that, you might want to look at the select
I
board
can
meeting
probably
packets.
tell you right now that I won't be here on the 14th,
Oh, right.
so.
The select board packets for which
That's first week of
day?
deer season, and I'm not coming here and sit here and get up in the morning and go hunting Tuesday morning. My son's here visiting for a week, so you know what, Kevin? I'm taking some time off.
This one, and the last
Huh?
select board meeting.
Is there a motion to adjourn the hearing?
Get up and
Going
come
to
here
the wrong
either.
gas line.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
Last Tuesdays
moved.
and the one before.
Been moved in,
Second it.
I don't really know off the top of my head.
what's
but
coming?
yeah,
All in
it's-
favor,
and it's not
say
gonna
aye.
go away.
See?
It's not gonna
Aye.
go
The
away.
Aye.
action is,
Yeah.
just let them know.
Kathy?